Good morning. Hope you're having a good day, or good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever. Okay, I'm going to talk about how to spot a troll slash. I'm going to expand this here for all different names because sometimes they're interchangeable. Trolls, narcissists, informants, spooks, infiltrators, control freaks, gang stalkers, whatever, same thing, psychopaths. They're all the same thing, okay? Those are some of the names we know them by. And I'm going to share with you some of my own personal experiences and how I have learned to spot a rat. All right, so there's various mediums. Obviously, people are affected differently by each of these. If you're politically active in any way, you are probably affected by all of these. Some people are just affected by, say, psychopaths or trolls or whatever. But they all have the same red flags. All right. So let's say, I'll start there. Let's say you are politically or somehow active, outspoken in whatever issue. And by the way, both sides of every single issue is controlled by the exact same people that you think you're fighting against. So whether it's pick an issue, any of them, 9/11, all right, that's benign, or border issue, or whatever. The group leaders at the top who created the groups to begin with and then splintered faction, had these professional wrestling like our presidents and things do, then go hang out and laugh at us how they were so easily able to manipulate and divide us. Really, they are controlled by the same people. In fact, I can't remember the colonel or general or something. He said any group of 3 or more people has already been infiltrated. So I'm not trying to, I don't join groups, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. I will just say, be mindful and show you some things that you can look for. So number 1, what I've learned, is some people that just show up on the scene and they have a group or a radio show or a whatever, a book. And, they're all of a sudden hitting every single radio or alternative radio station and promoting some idea or agenda. You need to ask yourself, who are these people and where did they come from? So in alternative radio, for example, all, near and dear to my heart, a lot of them have pictures that are, say, 10 or more years old. And that's what you think you know them by. And they have zero history, not even online, never even had a Facebook page, never had anything before they just appear as some expert, okay? They had no activism history visible online. They don't even have a story. Like, okay, you're selling me this health supplement, but what's your story? What did you heal from? Oh, so you're an expert in sex trafficking, but what's your experience? Did you expose a sex trafficking ring or are you running one? Oh, you're teaching us about psychopaths. Did you have an experience with a psychopath? What happened? Or are you, in fact, one? Okay, so who are they? A lot of the people I dealt with in alternative radio and people pushing ideas and agendas, they were a ghost, a complete ghost online and everywhere. Nobody knew them. They don't have any, longtime friends. Anyone can go to my Facebook page and you'll see people I've known for 40 years and then some. And, they know me. We talk about things and things we've done and places we've been and there's pictures to show it. These people don't have that, okay? They have no history. You don't know who their wife or husband is, or if sometimes in team cases, this exists too, certain radio shows, a pretend husband and wife team, or that'll happen. But for the most time, more often than not, it's, you don't know anything about them. And while you know nothing about them, they know everything about you, and they keep asking more questions. They always ask questions about you. Oh, really? And they pretend to be interested with everyone. right? But they do not share of themselves. Okay, so that's another red flag. Something to look out for is informants, narcs, rats, spooks, etc. These people are always there. They're like either the leader or the volunteer right-hand man, which is usually the person that's trying to hijack the group, if in fact it was started by a good person. So they're the volunteer. They're there before the event starts and after the event or meeting or whatever ends. They're, part of planning every single thing and the cleanup and part of the vetting and they're part of every single thing, okay? They also have, within these groups, always asking questions, this and that, of other people, but not sharing of themselves. You need to know they're keeping track. And if you do become effective in any way, they will twist it and use it against you. That is how they keep your dossier. All right? And they are pretending to be your friend and care about you and the issue. That's what you have to know, right? If some dude shows up with a hammer to beat you over the head, clearly he's not going to get the information he wants, right? So they're going to be your friends and they're always going to be there. Okay, yeah, I'm getting anxious, again, talking about some of these things because I lived all these things. So, all right, now, another tactic they use within groups is they force you to take sides. Okay, they are the authority on whatever this issue is. And let's say if you entertain another possibility, then you are quickly demonized. And that's either through shame, like, oh, how could you think that? That's just, well, clearly you're not educated enough on the issue to make an informed decision. Or, like public shaming tactics, say if it was in a public meeting or a public event or something like that. Behind closed doors, it's the whisper campaign, right? And if you want to find out who these people are right away, like if you want to go balls out and find out who the rat is, ask them where the money is. Yeah, number one way to find out who the rat is. You ask them, wow, I am so glad we're, doing all these things so we can help such and such people. I'm just wondering, how have we distributed it? By the way, how much did we bring in anyways? Yeah, you will quickly see who the rat is because immediately you'll become like a racist or a traitor or something, like that, okay? What else did they do? Okay, so the forcing you to choose sides. They'll even try to control the information you listen to or who you listen to, who you talk to, who you hang out with. Oh, well, you can't listen to her or him or hey, or they'll feed you a bunch of stuff that you think is true because after all, they're your trusted leader. They would never lie to you, so they're going to tell you who's legit and who's not, right? Well, if they're telling you that and telling you to stay away from whoever that is, go fucking straight there. You need to find out why somebody is telling you to stay away from someone else, okay? Yeah, that always happens, right? The person that, let's say, you get fucked over from, I don't know, some person who owns a company. Let's say they stole your business idea and business secrets and fuck it, throw your bank accounts in there, right? Obviously, if you're going over there doing your own thing and you let them hijack you or, you're like, okay, fine, walk away, that person is going to tell everybody to stay away from you. Well, why? They'll make up whatever. Oh, he's a child abuser. Oh, he's a racist or this and that. But the real issue is that they know something that they don't want you to know. So if somebody in a group ever does tell you to stay away from somebody, go there and find out why, okay? And especially, if they're using a lot of effort to keep you from listening to or going somewhere or hanging out or whatever, huge red flag, okay? With the choosing sides thing, another thing they do and how to spot a rat, again, this will be in like political or activist or, issue, whatever type of issue movements, they will, they have issue exchanges. And what I mean by, I just made up that term. I don't know what it means. I do know what it means. So I'm going to explain. What I mean by that is, and here's something else that happened in San Diego. So there was a group, We Are Change, 9/11, and, you know, there were people involved in that group, and they thought they were their friends, and they did things together and act blah, 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 everything together. And then the border issue came up. Well, they were forced to choose. They basically had to be part of Answer LA and Border Angels and walk with the open border movement, because if they got caught on the closed border movement side, well, they were completely ostracized, and now they were no longer to be anti-war or pro-9/11 truth. Yeah, that actually happened to a lot of people. Not to me personally, because I didn't join those groups, but some of the, you know, I witnessed it because they were with me in places. So yeah, they'll have an issue exchange. Like, you can't just believe that, you know, so-and-so was responsible for 9/11. You also have to believe it was either controlled demolition, or it was, you know, spaceships, or but it also was the Jews, or it also was this and the Muslims, or it also was this and Bush, or whatever. Like, they want to control every single little thing about the belief. Like, you can't just be part of an asking questions group, right? Because they're always leading you to, oh, it's this way. So we join them thinking, oh, we're going to learn more about this issue, or, you know, hey, there's like minds I can discuss with and learn from, or whatever, because I don't actually know, because I wasn't actually there. And yeah, if you were not there on 9/11 and you were not involved in the planning or execution, you do not know 100% exactly what happened. What we do know 100% is that we were lied to. That's it. So for somebody to completely control the information and then demonize anyone that questions them, that's a red flag. In fact, I remember when I first started realizing that, you know, there's some weird things about Alex Jones. And I asked one benign question on a YouTube video. I swear to God. That's all I did. Dude, I had 50 trolls show up instantly. Instantly. How does that happen? Well, this is how that happens, because these people are not acting alone. And in fact, in one particular case I know about, he went and destroyed several networks and several people. He was part of the replacement team to remove us original truth tellers. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. It's hard to talk about this. But now I even forgot where I was going about that. But, yeah. Anyways, they will try to control every belief. It's not just about asking questions. It's about, oh, you can only listen to these people. And here, use myself as an example. Anyone who listened to me or showed up on my show or in my text chat or on my Facebook or this and that, what happened to them? They all got sent emails or phone calls or whatever. Ooh, don't listen to her. She is horrible. Why? Oh, because I know where the bodies are buried. Okay, so look out for that. Another thing they do is they take extreme positions. And when I say extreme, it's only this way. That's it. And if you don't go along with this program, you are ousted. You are a traitor. If you're not with us, you're with the terrorists. And yeah, so I was actually blamed for being responsible for destroying every Minuteman or whatever movement in America. Yeah, okay, whatever. I asked a question. Sorry, videotape some shit. You know, if you guys weren't lying, I wouldn't have to be telling the truth, right? So shut the fuck up. You want me to shut up? Stop lying. Okay, so these radical, you know, these extreme positions always come with some extreme radical situations that are often, if not bordering illegal, straight out illegal. And I'll give you a few examples. Again, we'll use the Let's see. Okay, I'll use personal experience. So the sex trafficking ring. And the day that I was accused of being there, which I actually wasn't, I was on the front page in a picture with a cop in the Orange County Register. Okay, I was up north. However, on the way back down south, I met them on a street in a corner in the canyon. Well, apparently that day they were going around destroying shit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so of course, they spotted my van there. Of course, I was there. Well, if all this stuff was so bad or so illegal, well, how come the ringleader organizing everybody to do these special secret ops that were even documented that law enforcement, they even knew about, how come they didn't get busted? How about that? Yeah, how about the people shooting people in Mexico that are on my videos? How come they didn't get busted? They even put videos up themselves of shooting people and laughing about it. They didn't get busted. Or how about the guy that burned the Obama effigies, trying to organize this big, hate campaign and, oh, he's a Muslim, he's the devil, blah, 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 and burns an Obama effigy. Anyone else does that, they get the Secret Service at their door the next day. Or the same dude, he's on video and talking about it and admitting it and at the Georgia Guidestones when they got vandalized. He's not in jail. He's on international news, holding up machine guns, threatening the federal government. Not busted. Not at all. Why? Why? Oh, because these provocateurs are put there to lure fools into doing crazy stuff. Now, if you would have showed up there, even if you didn't participate, you would be in jail. But they have a free pass. Why? Because they're working for agencies that get paid by your tax dollars to promote crime and bring down people who just happened to be there. Here's another one. They actually used this on me. So when I was in San Diego, there was one guy that worked for a particular agency. I didn't know that he worked for that particular agency. Starts with an F. At the time, figured it out later. And in another video I did, I might have explained how that all transpired if he's going to upload that. But okay, so he would say things like we'd go on these big long drives to LA or, and it used to be 2-hour drives, but they turned into 4.5 to 6. And that's a long time. And the whole time he's talking about, this political shit's just crazy. We really should just have, like the governors or the congressmen or whatever in all these different states assassinated at the same time. And who do you know in other states? You know a lot of people. And who do you think would... Swear to fucking God, these were real conversations, okay? Yeah? They were trying to see if I would take the bait. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Hey, here's my friend, That's what they do. As soon as I was on to him, and he knew, those conversations never happened again, William, did they? Yeah. So, those are other red flags that you can look for. Are they trying to get you to do something crazy, illegal, or semi-illegal, or immoral? Are they like Louis? They used to lure him. Hey, you got to go stalk her and call into her show and bother her and do this. She thinks that. Yeah. So a lot of times these groups are used for gang stalking. And if you don't believe me, look at my gang stalking playlist and watch those street theater examples and see how I was more important than 2 presidents by these supposedly loving social justice warrior groups. Yeah, so that's what they do. Also, something to look out for, they have no verifiable income, right? They never have normal jobs. Sometimes they'll have offices that are unused or, like an empty storefront or a business card, but an address that goes to a P.O. box or their home or something like that. Sometimes, most of the time, not always, but the really bad, dangerous ones, they all have military experience. And here's another thing. They are all on psychotropic drugs. Okay? That is why they're so easily controlled, okay, and have no conscience at what they're doing. They have no problem if we can't control this person. And we'll use me, for example. I'm a woman. Well, you hit them where it hurts. You start calling CPS and filing false reports. Even though you've never even met her, you're just mad that you can't control her. They do that to men. They do that to everyone. It's not, I'm just using my own personal experience as examples. So let's see. Okay, so, and the internet stuff, when they just appear out of nowhere and have all these supporters. Look, dude, there's agencies that they just sit in an office all day and they have like multiple 15, 20, 30 different accounts with fake names, and they go all over the forums and start promoting these people. So that's how they just appear overnight and all of a sudden just some credible expert. Now, when it comes to online, what you need to look for, and again, use my videos, for example. People that know me, you can tell their comments. The people who don't know me, who are trolls and just, trying to create doubt or, create fake stories and stuff, they always have fake names, right? They never have a picture, right? Okay. And they never answer questions. Oh, really? When did this happen? Or how did I, whatever. They do not answer questions. Another thing they'll do is argue and fight with people who are supporters of whether it's my channel or your page or your website or whatever. So if they're not getting to you, they'll go fight with the other people just to scare them away, to keep them from not, to get them to not come back, right? They're always baiting people because they want to spark reactions. Don't react. Okay? Just see it for what it is, smile, say thank you, walk away. Okay, unless, of course, you feel like, dropping the hammer for a minute. Nothing wrong with that. I do that sometimes, too. Especially when I get one of these comments in the morning. I'm like, yep, nope, fuck you, boom. Because I know the energy. I know, been there, done that. I've been going through this for a really long time. So, there was something. Oh, okay. So here's something else online. All right. So when you're on like Facebook and stuff like that, first thing you got to know is, dude, don't add everybody as your friend. They're not your friends. Okay. And yeah, okay, you have a group or something in common or a friend in common or something. Most of these people are not people at all. Okay. And I've tried to tell one of my friends this. She thinks she has all these friends. There's 5,000 of them. But I was there, okay, before I was deleted and erased. But so I know what she's going through. But she thinks they're her friends. And, oh, you're never there for me. And, she gets all these supporters when she's hating on Trump. Whatever. It's popular to do that. But do they care about her personal life? No. Some of them even try to start like false relationships or something with her, and she falls for it. She thinks they're her actual friends. Well, most of her posts are all angry, like, oh, I can't believe this person wasn't really my friend. Well, they're not even real people most of the time. Some of the people on your list, if you have a list of 5,000, 20 of them might be the same person with different names. Okay? They're not your fucking friends. Number one. Number two, what to look out for in situations like that. Say you're in a group. Well, the good posts, like say something like this, teaching you how to discern for yourself, they're going to be buried. Not one of those fake accounts or even, who knows, the feed will bury it, but nobody's going to comment on them except to say, wow, this is one really stupid, crazy person. Don't even waste your time, right? But what they will do is bump up all the other threads, whether it's Godlike Productions or whether it's whatever forum you go to or even in Facebook. So like dumb posts that they're trying to distract or sway public perception, they're going to keep bumping that one up, whether it's through bump. Usually normal people write the word bump. It's trolls, infiltrators, rat spook, all of that stuff, narcissists, control freaks, whatever. They're the ones with the really long diatribes about how stupid you are. You're just not educated enough to get it, or Right? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, these people online, they're not even real people. If you have 5,000 people on your friends list, guaranteed, minimum 1,000 are fake. I swear to God. That's all. There's people, I'm not going to use their names because they'll delete my channel again. But yeah, they do that. I've seen it with my own eyes. They even talk about it on their shows. And they even had a dude on the network that said that that was his job at one point. But of course it's not now. Yeah. Okay, so look for that. Let me think if there... I can't really think about... Yeah, I think I'm done. I can't really think of anything else right now. Just know, number one, to figure out who the informant, the rat, the spook, the whatever is, ask a question. Don't just be a dummy. Don't just sit there and listen to everything whoever the leader says or whatever. Ask a question and look at the reaction. Yeah. I got to do that once for a pretty big name in a pretty big event, like thousands of people, and everyone's like, worshiping him because he's just so amazing. Works in the military industrial complex, but whatever. You probably listen to these shows. But anyways, I finally got to, just everything was so misleading and not helping. And so I'm like, well, that's weird. You say you believe in this, yet, you're sending your sister or whoever to chemo, and, that makes no sense. And why aren't you talking about these natural abilities? I healed myself. There's like 50 other, I got shut down quickly. And I just kind of laughed and then I walked out. But a lot of people actually followed me and they're like, yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Okay, so ask a question. But if you're in a group like an activist group, the number one question to ask to find out who they are is, where's the money? Yeah, those are my tips for you for today on how to spot. Oh, this is what you need to know. There isn't just one, right? So everyone wants to go on the witch hunt and find the one person. And let me bring this up. The leaders will fool you by doing exactly that. They'll pick a target, whether it's me or, somebody who did already ask questions or whatever, and then they'll promote it everywhere. We found the rat. We spotted the rat. Right? They'll act like it's this big deal. But the first person to accuse you of being COINTELPRO or being an informant or being those things, they are the ones. It's the ones accusing you. They accuse you of that which they are, and that takes the attention off of them. And since people are so easily misled and want to follow the leader and step in line, they are so easily able to believe we'll just get rid of that one crazy lady and everything is perfect in our happy little family. It's our leader. He's got our back. Okay, but know this. There's not just one. So the one they're pointing at ain't it. It's the people who are pointing, okay? And so then even if you figure out that one of them is one of them, right? And, a little chipmunk. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Okay, anyways, so even if you are able to figure out, okay, well, this person's misleading me, that must be the rat, the mole, the snitch, the whatever. Yeah, he probably is. Trust your gut, or she. But there's still more. There's always a network. And I also want to bring this up. For each group, again, I've learned this firsthand, first experience. Like I said, there's not just one. And you need to know there's not just one agency. Some of them have informants for cops. Some of them have informants for sheriffs. Some of them also have informants for FBI. Some of them also have informants for naval intelligence. Some of them also have informants for DIA or other agencies, right? Yeah. And since I said that, I guess I'll just say one more thing before I close. The agencies that I bring up, like ONI, Naval Intelligence, and DIA, the reason I bring them up all the time is because they're the ones involved. You guys keep, you're listening to shows that are blaming everything on the CIA and some FBI. I'm not saying the CIA ain't doing it. The CIA is obviously evil as fuck. Every single alphabet agency acronym is. But the reason you keep hearing those names is what? The distraction. Look over here. Okay, Office of Naval Intelligence, Defense Intelligence Agency, Office of Naval Resources. That's what you need to look into. So I know the Navy, and oh, well, he was just a sailor. Yeah, all right. Okay, that's all the tips I can think of for now. This kind of went on a little long. Have a good day. I'm going to go play with the cute little chipmunk. I put some of my homemade bread out there, so yay. I hope he likes it. Christie Aphrodite, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, wherever, everywhere else. Have a good day.